Okay guys, today I'm going to show you how to use Adobe Illustrator. So first we're just going to start off by making straight lines. So we're going to go over here to the pen tool, and to make a straight line, well, first we want to make sure what color we're using. So I don't want to fill and just want to use the color black, just normal straight black lines like a black pen. So fill is white with an X, so there's no fill, and stroke, like it says, black. So back to the pen tool. To make a straight line, all you do is click to make your first point and drag the cursor anywhere to wherever you want to make your second point. And when you know when you want to make your second point, you just click there. So it's kind of like aligned segments, and the ends are the end segments of the line, so the points, and you're pretty much picking where that point is going to be. So I'm just going to make a random shape. So if I want to start a new shape, I want to deselect this. I know it's selected because it has the red around it. As you can see, the red line. So to deselect it, I'm going to go to Select and Deselect. So now I can make a new shape. So same thing. Just play around with putting points. If I want to make a new shape without finishing this one, you pretty much can just do the same thing. So you go to Select, Deselect, and now you can start off fresh. Let's get rid of this. To delete something, you can select by using the black cursor and just pretty much drag it over. I'm going to get rid of everything, and let's press delete. So now I'm going to show you how to make straight black lines with angles. So you go to the pen tool, and same thing, just make your first line. And to make perfect angles, so like 45, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, you click Shift and it'll guide you to where you want your line. So here's a perfect 90-degree angle. Here's a 45-degree angle, 180. So I'm going to make a 45-degree angle, holding Shift. And as I'm making my points, you can just keep holding Shift down so you know that what you're making is a perfect angle. Ooh, that's not going to fit. So let me go back. To take a step back, you just press Command Z. Each time you do it, it brings you back another step. So I'm just going to make a random shape. So I've just made this pretty ugly shape, kind of like a square, but not really. I can move around my shape. I can pretty much change the shape in whatever way I want. So to change the shape, you mostly change it by its anchor points. So I'm going to go to the white tool, the white cursor, and I'm going to go to the anchor points. And with the anchor points, if I just click them and I drag them, I can bring the anchor points wherever I want. And holding Shift keeps them constrained to where they originally, not where they originally were, but on the line where they were. If you're not holding Shift, you can pretty much bring it wherever you want. You can also move line segments by, instead of pressing the anchor that kind of moves the corners, you can just move the whole line by just clicking the line with the white arrow. And you can bring that, and same thing with Shift, it keeps it constrained like this. Or without Shift, you can bring it wherever you want. So if I wanted to add a part to my shape, say I wanted to make a somewhat triangle image right here, first thing I need to do is add another anchor. So I'm going to go to the pen tool. And as you see here, as I drag it over the line, see here, it's just that there's under the pen tool, it's just a random sort of mark. And then when I bring it over here on the line, it adds a plus. So the plus means that I can add an anchor. So I'm just going to add an anchor there. And now what I'm going to do is go back to the white arrow, the selection tool. I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to drag this up. So now I have my triangle tool. To get rid of an anchor, you go to back to the pen tool. It's pretty much the same thing. You select over a pre-existing anchor, and it shows you the minus symbol, the subtraction symbol, and all you do is click it and it takes it away. So I can do that to any anchor that I have. Now I'm back to this. So I'm going to show you something else now. So get rid of this. I'm going to show you how to make curves. So again, start off with the pen tool. First you click, and then you drag. So dragging makes this line that, see, as I drag it, it gets longer. This line that's following my cursor, it kind of represents the past and the future. So say I have the line that I created that's somewhat horizontal. The line where it intersects that's under the horizontal line, say if it didn't intersect, that's kind of like the past, and it kind of shapes the way the future is going to be. So it kind of, that's what makes the line that I have shape that direction, because it's going up like that. So see, by this, I'm changing the direction to which it's going to go. So I'm just going to make a random curve here. And to make another line around that angle, pretty much yet again, just select a point and then you have, it goes around the same handle right here, around this anchor. So I'm going to make another one just like the one I made. And you can just keep making random lines like that. So next thing I want to show you is how to make a, not a design, but just sort of a, maybe, you'll see as I'm going to show you. So I'm going to select this and get rid of this. And I'm going to make a design using semicircles. So I'm going to go to the pen tool. I'm just going to select, hold shift to make sure I know it's a straight 180-degree line. And I'm just going to make a perfect line like that. And not using the shift tool, I'm just going to guess about a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to click it and then drag it like I showed you before. And I'm going to hold shift so I know it's a 90-degree angle. And you want to get that, see, the line that I'm dragging with my cursor, it has the two line segments. I'm holding one, and then there's the opposite one. You want that lined up with the ends of your original line. So see, this is obviously not lined up. You want to get it lined up right about here, so it makes a good part of a semicircle. So I'm just going to drop that there, and I'm going to do the same thing, carry that over, and make my point here. So that makes my semicircle. So now I'm just going to make another point, and I'm going to do it the opposite way. So about 45 degrees, you select it, and you drag the point so it's about equal with the ends of your original line segment. So, and bring it back again. I'm just going to make one more just so you guys understand. Line about 45 degrees. Hold that, make sure it's over it. And again, you bring it down. So Now I'm going to show you guys how to make it without these perfect curves, these angles, and how to make it just all curves. So I'm going to deselect this. And now, so you make a point, and just keep, oops, going to start that one over. So to make just curves, kind of just like this with no corners, you just select it. You just select, and you want to make them rounded so it doesn't make it look like it's a corner. So you pretty much can just keep doing it like as I'm showing you. I'm going to go back a couple steps to show you guys a different way. So I'm going to drag my point. And I'm going to make it fairly rounded. And I'm going to do the same thing. Oops. The same thing over here. Get rid of that one. So you may not get it perfectly curved. So what you can do is, say I want to get it very, I don't know what the word is, say slanted, like this. You can, like I showed you before, move the anchors. So to move the anchors, go to Select Tool, and you can pretty much form it however way you want. Kind of gets rid of that um, formal shape and makes it more curvy instead of like this. It makes it more rounded by moving the anchors, and you can play around with that to get it however you want. To get alignment guides, you can just Command K, and it kind of shows you like perfect alignments. I'm gonna delete this and show you guys one more thing, somewhat more advanced. So in Adobe Illustrator, we have these things called layers. So this whole time I've been using my layer 2, when under this I have my layer 1. So I'm going to show you guys what layer 1 looks like. It's kind of an image that I've been working on. This is what I've been working based off of, New York Mets symbol. So I'm going to view that so we can see that. And now I'm going to go work on my layer 2, so it's not affecting the bottom image. So I'm working on pretty much, if I was working on it, it would only be like a trace because you're not actually working on the image, but it's, you know what I mean. So I'm going to use a different color, so because it's black and white, so you can see what color I'm working on. I'm just going to pick any random color, blue. If so, what we've been working on is we've been working on cornered points. So that is a cornered point, and we've been working on curved points. So so to if I wanted to fix the point of recreating an image like this, if I wanted to create this in Adobe Illustrator, is to use the least amount of points or anchors possible. So clearly isn't just a corner point shape, and this clearly isn't just a curved point shape. It has multiple parts to it, some curved and some pointed or cornered. So what you can do is on a curved point, deselect that, you can, oops, so what you can do is you can kind of round it out and make it more of, you can make it cornered. You can turn one of these cornered, deselect that. So you can do the same thing like I showed you before. So we're just going to add an anchor. So I'm going to select this, get rid of that, select this. I'm just going to add an anchor to, let's go there. And now I'm going to go back to my select tool, and I can, using the anchor, I can make kind of a more structured, cornered type of line, and I can drag the handle to even fix this in a way, and I can make this actually perfectly cornered. And if I wanted to turn this into a straight line, there we go, turn that into a straight line. And same thing over here, I'll turn this into a straight line. Oops, sorry about that. I'm gonna get this out of the way because this line's bothering me. So I'm gonna select, get the anchor point. Oops. What is? So that side's being a little tricky. So as I said before, you can pretty much round it whatever way you want, turn it into a straight line. Like I said, turn it into a perfect corner instead of making it rounded. In Adobe Illustrator, you can pretty much turn anything into anything. You can turn straight to curved to straight, whatever you want. That's why it's one of the most creative tools you can find. And you can also, of course, turn this curved. You can pretty much do anything you desire. That's why Adobe Illustrator is very common for logos, and that's why I'm recreating the Mets logo, because it's very popular for stuff like that, because you can make any type of shape you want and with any color and really create your own image with not many limits. So thank you for watching my video, Liam Brennan, Adobe Illustrator tutorial. Thank you.